Okay, this is a long one, but stay with me. The legal filing that we just found out about regarding the infiltration of Saudi Arabia and their Muslim theocracy into our American social media platforms should be on every news station right now. Eric Garland broke this down very, very well. There is a civil suit going through right now that names Saudi Arabia and Twitter, among others. The woman who is suing is the sister of a victim of Saudis who targeted through Twitter employees. She is also a victim, and she's suing under civil RICO. She's suing Twitter, she's suing Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, multiple people. The complaint is 900 pages long, showing that Twitter handed user information to a hostile intelligence service, and there is nothing stopping them from doing that to you. And remember, he said he's going to be collecting your biodata. The suit alleges that Jack Dorsey was in bed with MBS Bonesaw over the torture of a democracy activist. Twitter and the Saudis face allegations engaging in tens of thousands of predicate RICO acts in furtherance of a conspiracy to torture and kill democracy activists who oppose tyranny. The suit alleges that Twitter was all in with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in RICO enterprise that had been the goal of repressing criticism of Trump, Putin, Xi, and MBS trying to take over the world and end democracy, which sounds bad on its face. And the suit goes there. The suit connects Twitter to the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, a journalist, a U.S. resident. This is where it gets interesting. The suit alleges that Saudi Arabia aimed to recruit Twitter after the tech company was instrumental in the Arab Spring. During the conspiracy, Defendant 1, he will be named, read that underlined part right there. The suit alleges that Twitter gave Saudi an equity stake of ownership in the company while targeting democracy. Also notes that the first indictment came under the DOJ when Bill Barr ran it. Of course, there was way worse going on. Also, Twitter gave out details on 6,000 users. The conspiracy and malign activities of the Saudi criminal enterprise came to light when the United States Department of Justice indicted 3 of its members. In November 2019, the United States Attorney's Office in North District of California revealed the defendant, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, recruited 2 California-based employees of defendant Twitter to the Saudi criminal enterprise. Roughly 6,000 users whose personal identifying information defendant Twitter provided to the defendant KSA. And this is where it gets kind of personal, and why you now I know why I torpedoed my last account. Too many of us have experienced, if the forces of tyranny couldn't kill you or imprison you, they will ruthlessly attack your career, your sense of safety, your mental health. Their activities form a RICO enterprise. They're the fascist mafia. These are the 2 people behind the lawsuit. They broke his hand, smashed his fingers, saying this is the hand you tweet with. The suit alleges that the Saudis have owned a ton of Twitter for a decade, including when Trump used the site to get elected with the help of multiple hostile Florida intelligence services, which Twitter assisted. Here he goes to talk about the Saudi spies who are embedded in Twitter and other American tech companies for the purpose of attacking democracy and coordinating kidnapping and torture of those who supported the rule of law. These 2 were the handlers of Saudi spies in Twitter on behalf of MBS. They coordinated the transmission of user data to the Saudis for targeting civilians with hostile intelligence ops. The Saudis set up scholarships for their kids to study in the U.S., then relentlessly track them and monitor whether they got any bright ideas about democracy so they can kick the shit out of them. We should P&G most of these organizations, I think. Behind it all is Jared Kushner's business with a partner MBS, the guy who Trump wanted to give our next generation energy technology. MBS used Twitter directly, ordering the target of Americans with harassment, violence, and death, all while St. Louis Jack Dorsey got paid for it. So you guys know when they were indicted, those two spies, they fled to the consulate and they flew into the Saudi Arabia. They've never faced trial. Why did they do that? Why did they infiltrate Twitter to attack America? Because the Arab Spring scared the shit out of the world's dictators. Democracy scared the shit out of them because they're criminal thugs, and they are. Jack Dorsey and Elon Musk are tied to 31,000 predicate RICO acts, including murder and torture, all with the goal of replacing democracy with a totalitarian dictatorship. The FBI had previously warned Twitter that they had a Saudi spy problem. Twitter could care less. 6 months after the FBI warned him about the Saudi espionage through his company, and 5 months before Trump's election, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey joined the Saudi conspiracy against democracy, openly, with MBS, took pictures, and his Saudi pals retweeted it. And it's not just Twitter. Really quickly, this is the information that they would steal and use to hunt down and track people. Do you remember this story? Vice was going to print it, but they didn't do it? How Saudis are reaching across the world to find people? Many of those interviewed about their experiences claim that Saudi state is actively helping families to harass and threaten their children even after they've claimed asylum in the West. Would you look at that? It was torpedoed because now it is a Saudi propaganda machine. Ooh, shit.